lovely viewers, you're welcome back. Mr. Love is going to continue with the discussion. Mr. Love, over to you.
All right, so I was talking actually about the choleric most of the time are the movers and shakers of the country, of nations. They are great achievers. These people have a lot to, if you check the history books, they stand out a lot. And even in the scriptures, these people stand out a lot. They are the ones who actually have done things or moved things into existence. All right. Now let's look at the melancholics. The melancholics most of the time are just they are very thoughtful thinkers. Now by saying so, I am not trying to say that um, some of the temperaments are better than others. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to say is that they are all just individual personalities that these people have that we are talking about, and each of them is very, very important. They all have their weaknesses and their strengths. The melancholic, they are very thoughtful and they are thinkers. These are people who don't just rush into doing things. They take their time to plan carefully before they move into doing things. They don't just get up and do things. If he wants to build, he takes his time, gets his plan, gets his blueprints very, very well before he moves out there. Before he moves out there, calls the what's the name, the surveyors and whoever to do. He does a diligent work, has his budget ready and everything before he moves out to build. Unlike the choleric who say, "Oh, let's start building." He starts building. In fact, he starts digging before calling the the surveyors to come and survey the land.
Yeah.
He has finished building in his head. All right, they are very thoughtful, very careful. When it comes to a company, in a company, these are the people, and they are very, very careful with numbers. Dig it. They take their time to do their calculations and everything. They are very good with mathematics in a way. When it comes to jobs they can do, they prefer. You can find them in the area of medicine, where they in the area of medicine. They are more the surgeons than let me say the dentist, because they are actually caretaking. They take their time and do things carefully. They are so glued to not making mistakes. Okay, so they are careful not to make mistakes. They do everything they can to make sure they don't make mistakes. These people, this group of people, they look like slow movers. Okay, if I mean slow movers, in an organization, if you're not careful, you may not like them, because when the action should be taking place, they are asking they are asking kind of like foolish questions, because they want to get it perfectly done. While the choleric boss says, "Let's go," let's go. He's asking the boss, "Sir, have we checked that the people are going to attend, are going to come for this program? Have we called all of them?" And he said, "Look, we don't have time for this. Let's go. Let's just
one
go.
or two people.
Whether one or two, we are doing this." All right. Okay. So they take the back seat and make sure everything works out. Right. Very thoughtful people. And now, let's look at the flex. Just as the name even says, phlegmatics. Very slow. They are very relaxed kind of people. They are watchers. They are mostly laid back and watching what is going on. They are mostly very slow in speech. You see that when you see a typical phlegmatic, you know this is a phlegmatic. Even the way they walk exhibits it. When it comes to party, they come and they are sitting in the next corner, watching everything that is going on, as if they can't talk. Well, it isn't that they can't talk. They just need a little push. If somebody pushes them, well, they may have very few words to speak, but when they come out, oh my God, it can be very hilarious. They can create the jokes that you can imagine. but most of the time they just might not start it unless what somebody sparks it. They are very, very reserved people. In marriage, you can see with a phlegmatic the whole day. He may not talk to you. He's just doing whatever he's doing, and they enjoy sleeping. They can sleep as much as they want. They sleep so much. They enjoy taking rest. As long as there's nothing to do, they'll prefer to sleep. All right, and relax their body. They don't like stress. So when they go for public outings and all that, and then the sanguine is all over the place jumping, they sit back and look at them. They see them to become like, what kind of foolish person is this? Why are they behaving like this? Why can't they just reserve themselves, conserve themselves? They might not, you will not see them dancing and doing all kinds of things. No, they are just very relaxed people. At the workplace, these are a group of people you need to push before they work. You need to push them. You need to instruct them basically before they do whatever you are expecting them to do. But again, if you push them and instruct them, they take their time to do the job and they will do it. Okay, but all they need is a little more of the encouragement to be able to do it. When you have a phlegmatic for a wife, you again, they can be good mothers. Okay, but here is the case: you need to put in a lot more effort as the man for them, for their home environment to be a lot more lively. All right, so if you engage these people in friendship, they may not necessarily give you a call. They can be there 10 years or 5 years. They may not give you a call. That doesn't mean that they've forgotten about you. You are still in their mind, but they just don't see the need or the importance to give you a call.
Okay, so as you are saying, they may not need to give you a call in a relationship. How does it affect people in their daily relationship?
Okay, so these different temperaments as we're talking about, we don't really have one fits all. Okay, we don't really have one fits all, in the sense that everybody has bits and pieces of these temperaments combined. We have combinations of these bits and pieces of temperaments. So we have like a sanguine who is melancholic. So a sangclaw, a sangmel. We have a sangclaw, okay, sanguine and choleric. So we have these blends of temperaments in everybody. Okay, the reason being that but what it really is that we've got one of the temperaments that is actually more predominant, or that is more which is louder than the other one. So we can say a 60-40%. So if somebody is a 60% sanguine and then 40% melancholic, you will see him to be more of a sanguine. Okay, but again, there are those times that you see him having exhibiting the melancholic symptoms. So all these brings checks in. All right, so to answer your question properly, because of these blends and because of these behaviors, yes, relationships are so much affected by temperaments. Our day-to-day relationships, or our day-to-day livelihood, you see, everything is boils down on our personalities and then our character. So the character you bring into a relationship, okay, and then the personality you exhibit at any point in time would affect or influence your relationship with somebody, right? So let's assume you meet you meet as girls, and then you go out for a party, and then there's this one person who is so loud and all over the place, eating all the food, scattering things here and there, you know. Come on. And then most of the lady friends are all let's say melancholic.
Okay.
Don't you see, you start looking at her some way?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Or they're all flex, and then she's all over the place like, oh, they'll start looking at her somewhere. Yes, they may admire her in a way, but you see that it will influence a lot of things. Now let's take it to marital, or let me say love relationships. You take a guy out, or you go out with a guy today, and he's trying to date you, and then you go out, and while on a date, he sees this person and he's all over the place talking to this person, and then he has kind of like forgotten about you, and then next time, oh, he comes back to you and he's all over you. Somebody shows up and then he just moves on, and then he's all into that place. How would you feel?
Bad.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Like this guy doesn't care about me.
Yeah.
But that is just the sanguine personality playing. And then, or you go for a party with him, and then he's all over the place, hugging everybody, and then giving pegs to everybody, holding everybody. Come on, how are you gonna feel? Oh man, this guy should be a player. You understand? Yeah. Same thing to a lady. You go out with a lady who is all over the place, or you are a sanguine yourself, and then you meet this lady who is a flag, and then you go to a party, and then she's sitting in the corner. You want to dance, you want to boogie, you want to have fun with her, and you say, let's go dance, and then you say, no, I don't want to dance, and all kind of things. Like, you want to kill your vibe. Okay, so these influences relationships, and a lot of relationships, marriages are suffering today because of lack of knowledge of these things. Okay, you need to understand, you need to have deep knowledge of the person you're going to marry, their personalities, and then all these things before you go in, so that when you are in and you are seeing these behaviors or these personalities manifest themselves, you come to appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So meaning it's very important for one to know the type of temperament he's going to or she's going to get married to.
Very, very, very important.